and welcome back to my home. I hope you enjoyed our last activity as much as I did, and a special thank you to those of you who shared your amazing pieces of art with us. And just remember, it's never too late to send them in. We love seeing what you're doing. So this week's activity is actually based on something that is near and dear to my heart. Not only the beauty of our planet, but the beauty of the galaxies, near, far, and yet to be discovered. So I was able to spend yesterday and the day before galaxy hopping. Not really, but it makes for a good story. Anyway, I had my amazing guide with me. I'll show you this little fellow. And he was definitely able to help me. I never would have wanted to take such a long journey without him. He was able to show me beautiful things, the cultures, and also the things I might want to avoid. Anyway, as I traveled, what I came to find is that there's actually a positive correlation between the beauty of a galaxy and the beauty of the eggs that are laid there. So now it's time to get down to brass tacks. Before we begin the craft, I'm going to show you all of the things that you'll need. You're going to need some eggs, which we're going to hard boil, food coloring, a pot in which to boil the eggs. I like to use a ladle to drop the eggs in and take them out so as not to crack the shell anymore. A colander and some plastic sandwich bags that you have reused. I cleaned these out yesterday, so they should work perfectly. You could also use jars or glasses. Lastly, you'll want to wear some kind of a smock or a t-shirt that you don't care about, just because food coloring stains. And you'll also want to put down, I put a garbage bag down here so that it doesn't stain my counter. So the first thing you're going to do is take your pot. And these are probably things you should do with a parent. So you're going to go to the stove, turn it on. Oh, and make sure there's some water in there. And put it on to boil. Once it's boiled, you're going to gently, very gently, with a ladle, put the eggs into the boiling water. Now, everybody has their own way of making the perfect hard-boiled egg. I like to wait for the water to boil, turn it down to a simmer, put the eggs in, let that simmer for 11 minutes, and then take it over to the sink and put the eggs under some cold water. And when they're cool enough to the touch, that's when we can start our magic. Okay, so here's our next step. I've allowed the hard-boiled eggs to cool. The first thing I'm going to do is take my hard-boiled egg and just crack it gently. This is where the dye is going to seep through and create these amazing designs. And just for fun, I might remove one or two bigger pieces of shell just to see what that will look like. Okay, so now I'm going to take my daily and my spoon, and I'm going to just put a little bit of water in there. And I think I'll start with my green. So this is really messy. You might want to make sure your mom or your dad are around. Here. And I'm just going to put in a couple of drops. There we go. And now I'm going to put one of my eggs inside and seal it tight. The next step is just to roll it around a little bit and just make sure that you think that the egg is saturated, is covered all over with the blue dye. And then we're just going to leave this for about 3 hours. So let's do another one. This time, I think I'll use my yellow. Now you might want to put a few more drops of water in this one because, of course, yellow is a very light color. So, I'm going to put some water in here and a little bit of the yellow dye. Okay, that looks pretty good, I think. Then I'm going to take my next egg, which I cracked already, and I don't know if you can see it, you probably can't, but I tried to crack it and then take out just a couple of bigger pieces to see if that makes it look any more interesting. This is trial and error for me as well. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same for the rest of the eggs. Okay, so here's the moment we've all been waiting for. I left my eggs in the fridge for 3 hours. I have some dish rags to wipe off the excess water, and a plate to put them on, and a knife to cut them open with. The easiest way I found to get the color off of the egg is actually to take a colander, put it inside a pot in your sink, open up, let's see which one I want to do. Let's do the green one first. After all, my name is Miss Green. So, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to very gently put it in the colander. I'm sorry you can't see this part right now. And then I'm just going to rinse it with some cold water. I'm going to take one of my rags. Let's take this one. I'm going to take the egg out, and I'm going to just pat it dry very gently. Okay, fingers crossed, everyone. Put that there, and let's start peeling away at this. Can you see that? Gorgeous egg. And actually, the shell on the inside is also quite stunning. So success with the green egg. Now let's try the yellow. And I'm going to move a bit faster now that we know what we're doing. So pour some water over it. Take my nice egg. Pat it dry. And open this one up. Oh, so pretty. So I thought for the rest of this clip, it might be a better idea for me to move over here so that there's a little more light. So I've washed and dried off all the eggs. We have our beautiful yellow, our stunning green, definitely galaxy worthy. Now I think I'll try this weird color. I mixed a whole bunch together, so I'm not really quite sure what it's going to look like. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh, on the inside. I love it. Oh, and there's the big patch that we left too. So, let's get a closer look at this beautiful marbleized egg. Definitely galaxy worthy. The red one just slipped right out while I was working on it. So you can see here how pretty that is. And look at the inside again of the shells. Let's try this blue. Again, such a stunner. And there's the one patch that I made left. Open. And there you go. These beautiful marbleized galaxy eggs. Let's try this other pink one, which is brown on the inside, you know, from the last time. Once again, stunning. And finally, another green. Let's see what happens to this one. Oh, I love it. Look at that. A galaxy egg. So, I'm going to put all of these over here as gently as I can. And here is our beautiful plate of galaxy eggs. I hope you can see them all. Because these eggs are edible, I thought that we might open a few and show you what they look like from the inside. I already started one with the red. Let's take our beautiful green marbleized egg, our galaxy egg, and I'm just going to cut that open so gently. And once again, you can see perfectly edible, perfectly galaxy. One more for the road. Perfectly edible, perfectly galaxy. Thanks again for coming to my home and making a special craft with me. These galaxy eggs are outstanding. I'm sure yours will be even better, and I'd love to see them. Please send pictures if and when you make them. And I look forward to seeing you once again for another activity in my home.